What up? This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And uh, there's at the time of this live, like 5 minutes left in my birthday. So for all the birthday wishes, all on my social media platforms. I mean, when I say that, I talk about Facebook as well. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Wasn't I'm not. I'm too old to. I mean, I'm not saying that this can't ever happen, but I'm not going out to party and get drunk and fall out over a bar or whatever, or have a big old party where I'm doing all kinds of funny dances. Like when I usually go to black folks' birthday parties, we usually have a good time. It's nothing I'm complaining about, but I just never been that kind of guy. I always try to make sure that everyone else has a good time on their birthday. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm a pretty settled guy. Yeah. Call this one the first 48. It won't be a long stream. Just just reflect a little bit, and then we move forward to the beginning of my 49th year, and hopefully I get to you know celebrate that next year. God willing. Because I see these videos. I'm like, they're random videos that pop up in my feed, and there'll be some eerie message or something like, not really eerie, but it's a reality based message. Saying that some people who went to bed last night, uh, that didn't wake up this morning, they had plans. Stuff like that. I mean, I was like, that's true. That is true. Uh, and you start to think about mortality as you get older because here's a reality for you. Each day you live is the day you get closer to check it out of this place. Uh, that's that's the truth. So we gotta in order to I guess feel good about us leaving, we got to make sure we do it properly while we're here. So uh to get through 48 years is it's a good thing. I get to live to have another opportunity to you know talk to you guys and address shit and react to shit and whatever the subject of the day is. I mean, there's a couple things that happened this week. I know one of them involved in involves a lots of baby oil, like Jesus Christ. But let me talk about that a little bit. Uh, Also, we this political climate. I mean, it's I mean, it is a God help us all scenario. I mean, one side feels great about their candidate, you know, the other side feels great about their candidate, and there's this one side that's like, damn, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous on all ends. So I mean, I feel bad for the third group. Uh, so all right. So as you walk in, or if you're part of the replay gang, if you are, you know, within the sound of my voice, if you can, please hit that like button. Also, if this is your first time to this channel, please subscribe. If you are a new subscriber or an existing subscriber, make sure you're still subscribed to this channel. Um, there, word on the street is YouTube is dropping subs from channel, and this channel is really no different. I mean, if it's people that unsubbing, that's fine as well. I always say that, but I mean, every time I gain 4 subs, I lose 4 subs. That's wild. So I mean, I mean, either I'm that controversial, you know, I'm and the way this channel started out is not how this channel is going right now. So yeah, I did a lot of I did a lot of edits. I did a lot of pre-records. So maybe some people are more shocked by the content, because it was some, you know, some of that manosphere stuff going on. And I mean, I mean, it is what it is. It is the price of letting black men have a voice. And I always thought that black men should have a voice, and it was important that it was established within me in the first 48 years of my life, um, that to make sure that voice is strong and representative of what black men should represent. Well, that was redundant. I sounded like I sounded like one of these politicians here, representative of what we should. What the fuck? Um, just be cool about it. Be cool and just look good. Try not to fuck up. Try not to fuck up. At least get through it alive. If you're not 48 yet, and if you're like me, you're 48. You understand it. You realize that you're one step closer to the end. So what I do with the remainder of me being here is going to be very interesting. I will say that. So let me look at this chat here. All right, we got Phil Brad in the building. Got Revelator, Spirit of Variance. I didn't mean to push the finality point like that, but I know that's kind of gloomy, but it is what it is. Revelator, the Spirit of Variance. Carlson Wade one. What's going on? All right, appreciate that. So yeah, I know what you mean, and I'm older than you. Black Light Revelations 2 was good. Said Carlton Way 1. We live to die. Yeah. Yeah. We live to live also. We gotta understand that. Speaking of that, let me share the screen real quick. Cause I've been seeing stuff about this right here. However, catastrophic impact X83rd Power was going on. Thank you for coming through. All right, so this image of Michael Jordan was shared on social media, and people think he's knocking at death's door. His eyes are kind of glossy looking, and is it smiling with doesn't seem like there's some teeth there or whatever. And I mean, my thing is with folks is that he's getting older. It's not. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be that the man is caving in. I I will be the first one to admit that I didn't want to be hard on Chadwick Boseman when I think he went live on Instagram and he was looking all small and everything, and now we know why that is. The man has since passed, and I'm not saying that people don't have a right to be concerned. We also have be a right to be concerned about our heroes, but I mean, it's happening like that. He's just getting older. I mean, he is an icon, of yesteryear. The goat, as many people would argue. Now that you have LeBron James in the conversation, he's done his due diligence. Yeah, and I mean, like people blame him for things like the prison complex and contributing, giving money to private prisons, which I don't know was possibly debunked years ago. Uh, but I try to be careful with what I hear on social media and whatnot. And I'm hearing they saying that it was this Michael Jordan. Um, I saw another story, and this was like years and years ago. There's this white guy named Michael Jordan, and they were getting the two confused. I mean, if anyone has evidence of Michael Jordan doing this, you know, contributing to the locking up of young black men for cheap labor, you know, making shoestrings for 5 cents an hour or some shit like that. I mean, you know, let me know. Let me know. You can put a link in the chat as well. But I mean, I'm not ready to just. I I used to be one of those ignorant people that used to condemn Michael Jordan without having all my information. Yeah, I used to call Michael Jordan a sellout and stuff like that. You know, and I had to learn with years is like, you know, we can't get wrapped up in hating, you know, because I've noticed I did it quite often. I mean, I'm talking about this was like, you know, back in, I don't know, I guess early 2000s, that every time a black man, you know, was successful, that people always had something to say about it, especially with the tinfoil hat Illuminati stuff, which there is a horrible underculture in Hollywood that I always knew existed that is being exposed through, you know, Diddy. I'll get into some of those comments real quick. Uh, Republicans buy sneakers too. Same thing with Charlie Murphy. The last show he was showed on looking sick before he passed. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a tragic thing. You know, Charlie Murphy passed from leukemia. Uh, Black Light Revelations too say he let some people tell it gray hair is a sign of poor health. These are the same people who actually thought the brick lady got. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We explained that in the past show. How, you know, how do you get hit with a brick and not have your skin broken and you're bloody and bleeding? Because I mean, anybody get hit with a brick. I don't care how tough they are. They can be like the champion MMA fighter. You get hit in the face with a brick, you bust it open, you bleeding all over the place. Yeah, and she's still at it on social media. You know, she's doing the Megan the Stallion right now. She's she's putting up random stories of black men messing up, and then all of a sudden it's something's wrong with all black men. Blah blah blah. You know, that kind of thing. You know how that is. Behavior that we should be used to. I met Michael Jordan when he was playing baseball. That man is a piece of work. LOL. I heard he was kind of a dickhead. I mean, you ever heard the story of Chameleonaire? Chameleonaire was like, you know, he tried to. Michael Jordan was a hero, so he tried to sign up, tried to ask for an autograph, and Michael Jordan's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And he said, "Okay, tell you what." He said that I'll sign your. He said something like he had a poster or something. He said, "I'll sign your poster for $25,000, something like that." I guess he thought that comedian there was one of these random folks that would get an autograph from him and sell it on eBay. But and then like Spike Lee came to comedian there, like, nah man, that's just how Mike is, blah blah blah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you say you heard that story too. Oh, okay. People come up with new standards on why to hate on a black why to hate a black man. All logic flies out the window when dealing with black people. To a further extent, black men. Yeah, yeah, I gave an example. How there are still so many black men and famous black men that are up front supporting Kamala Harris, yet the problem is black men. When it comes to many people in the, you know, and pundits and, you know, big backs, you know, that are, you know, Democratic friendly or Democratic supporters, or, you know, people on TV. And I mentioned that before. People like Simone Sanders, Stacey Abrams, mm, Tiffany Cross. I mean, there's always something about black men, and there's an overwhelming percentage of black men. And like I said, famous black men. D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, Claus. Claus is a funny one. Like Roland Martin, you know, the man like you know, there's speculation that he likes man's butt. Plenty of black men love the Democratic Party, support the Democratic Party, will get in line with their woman, just like Tiffany Cross said. Get in line with black women. There's plenty of them that'll do it. Yet still the problem is black men. Amazing. Amazing. When I listen to some people's explanation of aging and health phenomena, it's no surprise why we are the demographic with the shortest lifespan. What's wild is we have a lot of healthcare workers. One thing I understand when you talk about that logic piece is that there are people with they are in these professions that have these wild ass opinions. I mean, the reason why social media is so hated and it makes people uncomfortable is because it reveals a bunch of idiots. And the idiots come up with their idiot explanations. And then when you find out what they do for a living, it's just like, wow, how you should be fired immediately. You should be fucking fired. Jordan attitude is akin to geniuses that are kind of antisocial. Yeah, I mean, I'll put it to you like this. Um, I don't really like to see people that I know that are all friendly and smiley face in public. Like, when I go into Walmart, I go into Walmart to leave. I don't go into Walmart to stay per se. I mean, and then when I see somebody, oh hey Kevin, oh man, what you doing, man? Yeah, and I'm like, God damn, shit. Well, at least that's how it was in my home city. I just didn't. So I mean, Michael Jordan is like I said, he's Michael Jordan. He's an alpha, or was an alpha. Alpha male of our species. I would say he's one of them. Yeah, man, Jordan the wild dude. I can see Michael Jordan get into a fist fight with a $2,000 suit and actually whooping ass and stomping a motherfucker out there. There are stories of Michael Jordan whooping folks' asses. There are stories of that too. And I think he was a Q dog. He was a mega sci-fi, I believe. Not anything to do with ass kicking, but Roland was part of it. Yeah, Roland Martin. Yeah, that's very possible. Either he got in or he was on the outside looking in. Come on, Rope man. Come on, man. Tell Sean. She trying to call Diddy by his first name. Tell Sean I'm up here, man. Tell him Roland Martin. Roland. Roland Martin. Not Roland. Roland Martin. This. Yeah. Simping is a form of game. That's just how low value game showing itself. And ideas that we all should hold ourselves in low regard. Yeah. Don't ever do that, black man. You will suffer a heavy price if you hold yourself in low regard. You will suffer a heavy price. Yeah, people come, people go in your lives, and some will go out bad, and that's just how it is. You'll hurt yourself more than you hurt yourself. I mean, then you will help yourself. Being that way, having low regard. Comedian felt so betrayed. Well, what is the old adage? Never meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes. I don't expect everybody that I see on TV that I liked to, treat me nice. They have no reason to. We're not related. Like, yeah, they say Mark Henry said Michael Jordan disrespected him too. Mark Henry, WWE World Strongest Man. He said Michael Jordan disrespected him. So this man has an obvious characteristic. Doesn't mean that we should hate him. Man, I bought all your shoes. So, I mean, I don't know. Mark Henry didn't say that, but it is Mark Henry said and Mark Henry's he's a guy that doesn't back down. He's from Silsbee, Texas. He's a corn-fed motherfucker, man. And then his son just signed a contract with WWE. So, LOL, Michael Jordan fights in the NBA used to be lit. The way he beat Reggie Miller ass, he would have been kicked out of the NBA today. Man, Reggie Miller was always crying, man. I remember that shit, man. Reggie Miller be crying. Reggie Miller be kind of, you know, just kind of a little whiny, a little moany. Like it was just, and never won the NBA championship. They crushed that man hope and dreams. Didn't he have a sister that used to be like a interviewer or something like that? Look almost like him. Like they probably were twins or some shit. Or am I thinking about somebody else? That motherfucker, man. Reggie Miller used to make me sick with that shit. I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. You don't. One day people are gonna be like, oh man, this man said something. He hurt my feelings. Please write a letter and apologize to me, and I'll still get you fired, buddy. That's the kind of shit. Christopher the Conqueror was good. They say MJ looked like he cried Sunny D. Oh man, them cloudy tears. Rolling Marlin ass black men are support. Yeah, yeah. I said there are plenty of black men that are supporting the Democratic Party. Plenty of them, and white people too. I think Eminem just endorsed Kamala, Miss Harris. I mean, it's nigga need to lay out the season salt. Bro got jaundice or something. He's getting older. He's just getting older. How old is Michael Jordan? Like 61 right now. I mean, it's not young anymore. A lot of people that were famous when he was in his prime are dead, including Michael Jackson and Prince. Another black man that got dragged for years and years, Michael Jackson. You know why? Because Michael Jackson lightened his skin. People like if he had vitiligo, why didn't he darken his skin? I was like, well, I don't know, man. I mean, it's complex. I mean, all I know is that I'm not Michael Jackson. I mean, we have I have seen some great black men just rise to the top of everything, to the top of the entertainment world, to the top of the sports world, to the top of the business world, get some positions like some political positioning like Harold Washington, who was a one-time mayor of Chicago, uh a guy that didn't tear up the city. Then you live long enough to see people like Lori Lightfoot and Rahm Emanuel and Brandon Johnson. Shit's ridiculous. Just it's kind of a reminder that everything that's black ain't good. Not everything. Like a lot of things, yes. A lot of our culture. But what I've seen is I've seen us go from being a proud culture to starting to understand that that culture was manufactured, you know, and trying to find our, and then we're in another period that we're trying to find ourselves. But when you look on social media, it's the same as it's been on TV. Yeah, we were always kind of divided by gender. I can confirm that being around for 48 years. It's just that it was one sided for a long time. That can be confirmed. And not like when you got content creators that say black men did not say anything in the beginning, that's just what it is. Black men did not say anything. These guys are not lying. Some of these guys say the shit repeatedly, but that's true. And when they say stuff like the talk shows and you know and the mainstream media and how the mainstream media used to drag black women used to get on the talk shows and berate black men and use their education and to go in front of white folks. Like we let black women do it in talk shows, but when Bill Cosby went around that fateful day and did those speaking tours and he did the pound cake speech and he said it in front of white folks. I don't believe Cosby knew that. He might have known that the narrative was that's one sided because that's probably why he did the pound cake speech in the first place. And for some reason, everybody was just aghast that Bill Cosby would be saying such things. You know, we don't uh, have a massive respect for our elders, so to speak. Not to say that they are entitled to it. I mean, if they're saying stupid shit, they should be held accountable like any adult. Um, but we respect. We don't respect elders yet. We respect OGs, as they say. OGs, guys who's been in the thick of it in their younger days, but have settled down in their older days and trying to advise the young men, not to go down the path that they went down, and they have to watch those young men go down that path anyway, which is disheartening to say the least at times. But what the fuck can we do about it? Them young niggas are the ones that choose to be stupid, and if some of them live long enough to become old niggas, then they got a batch of young niggas to deal with themselves. It's just a cycle that repeats itself. Like I said, I've been here long enough to see that, at least. But no matter what my age is, no matter what anybody's age is, no one should be leading you down the wrong path. No one. Son is high raw. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Too many idiots have a voice. Ain't that the truth? But that's one of those slippery slope conversations because you know there are people that very well might perceive me as such. Ah, man, what is he doing? I'm a black man. I am subject to scrutiny wherever I go on social media and in these spaces. One thing I've noticed about some black men is that they will willingly bow down and submit not to face such scrutiny that they're going to receive anyway. You know why? Because some of us, I mean, people say that these spaces are full of whiny black men, but a lot of that whining that they talk about, the shit's the truth. It's the truth, and the truth offends people. Well, the way some of the messages are delivered around here might be questionable, but shoot. But it is it. Here's what we have to understand: is it a truth that matters, or does it, or it doesn't matter? I mean, what is it gonna do? Is it gonna make that person improve? Is it gonna make that person change? Once you prove what the truth is to that person, that's why I watch my engagement on social media with people. I do understand that a lot of people are so far gone that they are a waste of time to even engage with. That I am a different person than they are. That we're not gonna agree. We're not gonna see eye to eye. Some of us is taking longer than others to get that. And but I do understand is that people do have a right to their opinion, and no amount of shaming that person is going to stop that opinion. LMAO, Michael Jordan was such a dirty player, but he was so good, literally no one cared. Yeah. Didn't they say he broke down Muggsy Bowles? Like he said, like it was this jump shot that Muggsy Bowles took, and Michael Jordan was playing defense, and then he told him shoot it, you fucking midget. He missed the shot, and his game was fucked up after that. I mean, like some people are famously assholes. I mean, I don't mind it sometimes. I don't mind it. Like I said, that's Michael Jordan. It's like once one when you can beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1 in basketball, you can be an asshole too. LeBron is the opposite. He is nicer. Yeah, LeBron. Yeah, I would say he opened up a school for he opened up a whole school and you know he got his son in the NBA. I mean, many would say that. I mean, shit. And then people talk about nepotism, nepotism. Man, everybody need to be doing that for their son, man. Trying to get them on somewhere. You know how these people, you know how generational wealth kind of works. I mean, this, I mean, this is based on observation, not on any kind of data or anything like that. Sometimes nepotism doesn't work, but it's definitely to keep the money in the family. Is that you groom your kids to, uh, you know, pick up where you left off as far as the family business. Not to say that Bronny is going to be a permanent fixture. He might be like Matt Leinart. He might be one of those guys that'll play for a couple years and then start doing commentary. Shoot, you never know, man. Shoot, give that man a chance to find his way. Sometimes we say maybe fathers should do that too. Give their kids a chance to find their way. But that's part of the problem, trying to take the power out of the father's hand. So I commend LeBron on doing that. People just want to hate. Cheryl Miller. Yeah, Cheryl Miller. Yeah. Yeah. Cheryl Miller. Reggie Miller's sister. Well, they look just alike. Man, ain't nobody ever came and told me about no Cheryl Miller poster that they had hanging up in their room. Man, Cheryl Miller, goddamn. No, that didn't happen. That was good. Appreciate that. Jordan punched Steve Kerr in practice. Yeah. Well, what did Steve Kerr do? That's my question. Michael Jordan was Darth Vader in the basketball court for real. The man used to thrive off being hated. The man could do anything he wanted. The man could do anything he wanted. He used to tell other players exactly what he was gonna do, and he did it. The man didn't care. And then he used to tell them, "Ain't nothing you can do about it." Larry Bird said that toward the end of his career, the guy that scared him was Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird was the shit. Tell my white man can't jump. Larry Bird. Eminem just be doing what's necessary to do. He thinks he's gonna make black people fuck with him. Him just trying to walk that line and motherfuckers see it come here because of shit other people say. Yeah. But when Eminem was there, Eminem was there. I mean, I would never like discount his ability to rhyme and he is extremely talented. He's probably in the conversation, at least in the top 50 rap artists of all time, possibly in the top 25. As far as top 10, we'll see. If somebody actually makes a list, which includes everyone, does Eminem fall in the top 10? A lot of black folks will try to push him down, though, just because he's white. Let's just face that. And, and it's been a few times where he said the N word, but what black people won't, tell you is that he was in an environment conducive to him saying the N word and nobody fucking with him because of it. Because we have a tendency sometimes to be weak like that. Let some N word slide out of white folks' mouths, and you just kind of be like, "Hey man, okay," but it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. I don't play that shit. Me personally, I don't play that shit. So he don't be simping. They get older, man. They be wild as fuck in their younger days, and when they get older, they be simping. Just like Bun B. Bun be making songs like "Pussy Got Me Dizzy," and now he be on podcasts talking about you got to respect these sisters. I'm like, what sisters are you referring to, Mister Bun B? I mean, I know which ones are respectable. I will move accordingly. Cartel was good. Him don't realize he's trying to walk tall in the no win zone. He might well stay cool to prove and burn across because reality don't matter. Manufactured culture. Yeah, it's a manufactured culture. We took to it like a duck to water. What they told us black culture was. And we pretty much lived that shit through the 80s and and through the 90s as well. But people started to become more conscious these days. Not all of us. Some people want to what quote unquote stay in the matrix, and I mean some people are having a good time doing this shit. So I'm not hating on those folks. Get what you can out of it. Live that life. Is it black culture or white business? White business. White business. I mean, they started with black exploitation films. They told them what culture was. It's just that we could pull it off and execute it flawlessly. Yeah, you jive turkey. Yeah, what you doing, man? That's a stone cold brother. They used to tell us that, black folks talk like that. Black people didn't talk like that. You watch any black exploitation film. How many black people you knew in the history of uh, black films talk like that? What's up, jive turkey? I mean, we do have a lingo. We do have a lingo. I mean, but ain't nothing like that. Only difference between Pro Blacks and Coons is audience. I mean, I would say views as well. Well, wait a minute. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Come to think about it, yeah, I think you might be correct because the pro like they spit about the same views. It's so similar. I mean, both do kind of deal in the depowerment of black men as far as black culture is concerned. One wants nothing to do with black men being in power of the culture, in charge of culture and everything. And the other one wants the women to be in charge of the culture or put the women in a higher position than themselves. So, yes, either way is disadvantageous to black men. What up, RPM? Shout out to you guys in the building. Shout out to all of you guys. Pro black shame black people with critiques. Coons validate white racism with the same critiques. They are the same people. Yep. Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like one is using one is using path A, the other is using path B, but it's to the same end. They are they are too much alike. That's probably why they hate each other so much because they're too much alike. You ever heard of that? Somebody, you two people hate each other because they're too much alike. Speaking of never meet your heroes, Michael Strahan is a real dickhead too. Remember when I was working in an IT company several years ago? That's when him and that white woman was going good, and I'm not dick policing either. And I ain't saying it has anything to do with it. Michael Strahan is an athlete that panders. So there. Yeah, you ever seen him do an interview with one of these famous celebrity alphabet representatives? They seem to be playing all they seem to be playing all on the same team. You know, the team that leads them to Diddy parties and trading in some raffle tickets for some damn oil and lotion and shit. Some especially baby oil. The fuck you gonna do with all that baby oil, man? Like what, sell it on eBay? Diddy is keeping Johnson and Johnson in business. If nobody bought Johnson and Johnson products, Johnson and Johnson is good. Most women I know vote for Kamala Harris because she's so yeah, very much so. I mean that there's no need to hide it. I mean, it's a very easy thing to point out. There's no care in who the candidate is, what the candidate represents. It's just that is that level of superficiality and sisterhood that you know. But I will say this: we did the same thing in 2008. We went in Barack Obama. Black people were voting for Barack Obama because he is black, so called black. I would say. We're just now beginning to factor in the American bark. I mean, the same thing that the white Republican was doing back in the day, overly scrutinizing Obama for his race and, you know, how times have changed. Now we're scrutinizing him for his race. Not to saying that we do what white people do. Not saying that. I'm just saying, it maybe sometimes, sensibility comes from the most unexpected sources. Maybe from sources that we don't want it to come from. We do that with black men a lot. We do. But I will say this: when Barack Obama was elected president, to black people, it was about black people, black men and black women. Yes, it was. Everybody was proud. Today, Kamala Harris, part Jamaican, part Indian. She has some Irish roots as well, from what I hear. She has a little Irish roots, and you know she got that Indian in her. Oh man, they mad at Janet Jackson. Oh my god, people are mad at Janet Jackson because she said Jamaican is white. She was talking about Kamala's father. She part white, part South Indian, and then everybody's like, "Oh, these are controversial remarks." It's like Janet, like Janet Jackson. Oh boy, because we was talking about Michael a second ago. You know, Michael Jackson is another black man we did drag, and we all wanted to believe he touched some little boys. But it's kind of sus when you have little boys sleeping in your bed. But I mean, the fact that let's see, the fact that Oprah made that was trying to make that documentary with them two guys lied gave validity to the fact that you know it was a witch hunt against Michael Jackson, and then after that he ends up. I mean, oh yeah. That happened like after he was dead. Yeah, when Oprah tried to make that documentary with the two guys that was lying on him, and then she still tried to push forward with it. If people don't remember, okay. Oh boy, and this is how they frame this stuff. Janet Jackson tells the interviewer she heard Kamala Harris is not black. echoing election disinformation. Yep, that's what they talking about. Disinformation. Like, where's the disinformation? When we question her, it say, well, she's Jamaican. She's not African American. When you think of black, this is just like it's supposed to be African American, not Jamaican. Shoot. I mean, we're people are kind of slow. But Janet Jackson, now that like they're attacking her for it. He disrespected one of my coworkers at Times Square. I was about to rip him one when Robin Roberts stopped me. Oh shit! Oh, Robin Roberts. Yeah, I remember when she had came out the closet. Yeah. Then I was talking to some old guy. He was like, I knew it was something about her. And then I was like, who is Robin Roberts? I mean, but I would subsequently learn. I mean, that was almost 10 years ago. I don't think too many idiots have a voice. I think there are too many idiots. They run in quality control. ISO 6090 ninjas. Oh, shit. There's no quality control standards except low quality standards, societal frameworks, create motherfuckers as hair too. Yeah. Most people have been animalized. Crash test dummy is a normal personality in 2024. Yeah. That's a sad, sad reality. And we got coffee in the building. Thank you. The minute we constructively criticize black women, we are looked at. Yeah, we are. For brothers that do that on a constant basis, though, I'm just gonna say it on a constant basis because some of those brothers exist. Just make sure all your ducks in a row when you do that shit because they out here trying to dox you. Let me tell you something, man. I had my info removed from various searches on one of my email addresses, and it's a way you can do it through Google. I finally tried it, and then I found out that email address was at least in like 10 people searches. And I'm sitting up there like, who the fuck is doing all this crap? Who is trying to find out who I am? You know, with my massive following. I mean, like, who has the tenacity to do that? Maybe it's just that I don't know, maybe signed up for a website and then is putting my information out there, or there are people trying to dox me. So, I mean, I don't care. You got my info. You got my info. How the fuck should I give a fuck? As long as don't nobody show up to my house, we won't have one of those grim conclusions. I mean, fuck what a motherfucker say. In 48 years of life, I had to learn that. It don't. And I mean, some things get under my skin every now and again, especially when you involve family and such. That still gets under my skin. I mean, I got to learn to be more, less temperamental with something like that. Uh, but it's just that for the most part, like say something like calling me ugly or something. I'm like, okay, like for it, oh, okay, yeah. The only teams that could stop Jordan was the old school Pistons and Knicks, and that's because they used to beat his ass. Yeah, LML every other game it was Jordan who. uh, LeBron looked at basketball like a business. Jordan looked at basketball like it's open season. All motherfuckers. Yeah, he was a competitor. Michael Jordan was the ultimate competitor. Yes. When he got beat at something, he practiced it. He practiced it over and over again. Like I think ping pong. I think they said one of his teammates beat him at ping pong. So he got pissed off about it, and all he did was practice ping pong for a while. And like I guess he became the best ping pong player on the team, as well as the best player on the Chicago Bulls, which you know A lot of people say, "Fuck you, Michael." You know what though? I haven't even watched The Last Dance yet. Michael Jordan, The Last Dance. 'Cause I remember people were talking about that. I haven't even watched that. I just realized that. It's like, where the fuck have I been? I'll tell you what I did go see, Transformers 1. Spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it. I'm about to talk about this film for just a second. And it's not what you think. I'm not going to do this full blown review. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. I'm an OG Transformer fan. Yeah, I'm going to point out this one quick part about the film. Okay. All right. Okay. So Bumblebee was Keegan Michael Key. Chris Hemsworth was Orion Pax, who would evolve into Optimus Prime in the story itself. Uh, Brian Tyree Henry is D16, who would become Megatron, which I thought was cool. Was kind of the transition, how they evolved their forms to become the Transformers became famous for being. And we got Alita One. Alita One was she was the leader of the rebellion in the Great War when Optimus Prime and Megatron got lost in space, which they would eventually crash to Earth. But none of that was covered. One thing I liked about the film, it was no fucking humans. It was no humans, but the one thing I wanted to mention that for those of you who might end up going to see this film, they kind of made the female transformer into a girl boss. Yeah, so yeah, they seem to be doing that a lot lately with films. They always have that one woman character that is being a obnoxious girl boss, you know, just intentionally being a bitch for no fucking reason. I mean, like, it didn't hurt my feelings or anything. It just said, oh, but there was enough good qualities about the film to get around that somewhat. But outside of that, outside, it being a good film and all, it's just certain things you got to notice. That they certain tropes that they go with in the film. It's like, there's no way that Elita One should be talking down to Optimus Prime in any way, shape, or form, but she does it anyway. I guess because of the positioning and how societal standards are when it comes to men and women and what you see on fiction. So that me saying this kind of thing, I probably get called a neck beard or an incel. You know how they use that as the smoking gun word. That's the magic bullet. Incel. Yeah, but like I said, it's a decent enough film for people who have especially people like me who watched the original cartoon. That's just what it is. I took my daughter to see it. She enjoyed it. But I would say it means a lot more to me than it does to her. But I mean, she got her own stuff to watch. I mean, Transformers that came from my generation. So anyway, if you into that kind of thing, go see it. If it looks too kiddish for you, which it does come off that way a little bit, but I mean, it gets dirty in some parts. I'll say that it gets dirty. Just I'll just say bots get murdered. Bots do get murdered, but they treat it as like this origin story. Like it was alright. I've seen darker origin stories. Um, uh, Transformers has a dark origin story. If they were going to make a movie like this, I think they missed an opportunity to they missed an opportunity to get a really really good film. You got an okay film from this. I mean, it's bearable, but you missed an opportunity to do a really really good film, a really good, really dark intro. I would say for anybody who's played the Transformers Cybertron games that were on PlayStation 3, I think was it PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4? I think it was PlayStation 3. Those games were on. Those were pretty dark. Like this kind of took it up. They took it up to kind of a kiddish level with this one, I guess, because they wanted to include the girl boss stuff because it's like in a darker storytelling. It's like the girl boss shit would have been harder to pull off. So yeah, yeah, but I like dark gritty. That's those are my kind of stories. Like a story like Spawn, which that's a movie that they're taking their time to put out. Because you got certain companies running DEI and creators are arguing with that shit. So hold the line, guys. Hold the line. That's one thing I've seen. I've seen TV and entertainment evolve. It's gone from being like more gritty. Like gritty is like we could handle the toxicity of it all. Like we could handle it back in the 80s and in the 90s, but like this new generation crap, I don't know what y'all kids doing, man. I don't know. You got man. I saw that viral clip of that guy complaining to Congress or something like that. That man had multicolored hair. I guess he was alphabet or something. He's sitting up there and screaming to a committee about giving kids hormone blockers. This is I'm not very conflicted. My view is if you're talking about like them feeling that way is natural, but you got to give them something to induce a process, then it ain't natural. So yeah, funny that I talk about this with some transformers on the screen. So let me get this off. Get this down. It's been about 1 hour. It's never whining as long as you're pandering. Pandering and whining, I think, go hand in hand. I really believe it does. I mean, look at that crybaby session that Van Jones did on CNN when Biden won the presidency. Because people's feelings were so hurt from tweets. LeBron made a legacy, and people who supposed to support him call it nepotism. Yet George Bush, Kennedy, the Waltons, no one talking. Yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, I did say something about how nepotism has been working for other communities, and people like LeBron should be commended for making a way for his son. Even though people don't like Dennis Sperling, hell, Dennis Sperling brags about his sons every chance he gets. People complained about LeVar Ball. As crazy and as out there as LeVar Ball was, like I kind of am. I'm kind of a LeVar Ball fan myself. I mean, he stood his ground, but he didn't. He LeVar. The thing is, LeVar Ball is he didn't fit that political mold. He didn't. He wasn't an ass kisser. You know, and I mean, he's publicly had difficulties with his sons, but I mean, other than that, I mean, he went out there and he did what he thought fathers should do. He really looked out for his boys and shoot, yeah. I thought it was crazy to charge all that money for them shoes, though. I would have never bought them shoes, but I mean, shoot, they are where they are because of him. Yeah, great idea. Hybrid catastrophic impact X 83rd power. Great idea. I'm doing black music to make myself wealthy. The people who say that like they racism upfront discount. Who said that line? I mean, well, I mean, the a clip resurfaced on social media of Young Thug. You remember he doing an interview? They was asking about that they was asking about what was happening. It was kind of a Black Lives Matter question. And Young Thug dismissed it. I don't care about any of that. Let the people who handle that. I just like to rock ice and have fun. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Whenever you ask any of these young men anything, they'll dismiss it. No, I don't care about none of that shit. LeBron is a monster on the court when that freight train is barreling into the station. Got to get out of his way. M apologized and doubled down on his apology. Joe Rogan said, "I'll say it again. 9 out of 10 black people prefer Joe Rogan." Yep, truth, facts. Okay, so Eminem did apologize. Okay, if y'all accepted Joe Biden's apology, you should accept Eminem's apology as well. Joe Biden actually wrote policy. There's a severe logic deficiency enforced among the populace. And a lot of people who think that they are being logical aren't. I see it on social media all the time. Whenever you say something that anybody from the sisterhood disagrees with, they say something like you are absent of you lack in comprehension skills. And then like I make one or two choices. Then either I leave it alone or I'll say, "Hey, bitch, I responded to exactly what you said. Allow me to break it down for you." And when I used to have time, I used to do that shit. I used to break it down for motherfuckers. Motherfuckers slow as shit. But then again, a lot of that is will for ignorance as well. All right, guys, we got 13 in the building. All right, everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Let me check my likes real quick. And for those of you who dislike me, uh, the other 364 days and 365 on leap year, uh, that is just fine. I mean, you can continue to be consistent in your ways, but I did get the one dislike, y'all. The serial dislike person has given me a dislike for my birthday. Thank you all. Thank you all. Nas, Tupac, AZ. AZ is never a rapper I could ever get into. I don't know, man. I just didn't know. I didn't ever know about AZ. I mean, I realized he rolled with Nas and everything, but Nas was just a better guy. I barely listen to Nas. I mean, it's just like when he started getting a serious push on mainstream radio. That's when I started, hearing more Nas stuff. But when he first came out, there was this one song like that shit that he came out with kind of sounded like a summer jam. That was like the first Nas song I ever heard. Because I remember when I was going to college, this dude used to drive up playing that song like it was his theme song every time he came on campus. Because we used to hang out on the campus. There used to be this little strip that you could come through and ride through like the middle of the campus. This dude used to come through every fucking day playing that same song. Let me see. See if I can find it real quick. Nas' first song. I don't know on his first. Shoot. Nas' first album. Illmatic. Shit. I don't know the name of the song. I should know the name of the song. Like, shit. Sorry, guys. Ray Humble was good. Thank you, man. 48 years of this motherfucker. Yep, that's exactly why they hate each other. Pro blacks want white acceptance, and coons want black acceptance. A lot of their worldviews come from emotional trauma, not from motivation. I want to see my people do well before I check off this mud ball. That's what I want. And I want to see us somewhat act in unison and stop pretending like one view is better than the other when they're about all the same. RPM, he is a great rapper, but not top 10. You must be talking about Eminem. Emotional destruction create weird war. Yeah, very, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And I'm gonna say that I'm not perfect myself. Like the way I used to trash motherfuckers in that group. I mean, I look back on some of this stuff and admit that sometimes I was a little bit too persistent and too stupidity. I mean, for real, I considered it trolling. You know, that's the excuse. That's the segue out of accountability for people who say stupid shit online. I was just trolling. Oh no, nigga, you weren't trolling. Shut up. Take this accountability. Oh, here we go.
Man, that's a female.
Yeah, this Kamala Harris babbles, operates outside of logic, and has a support system shielding her from scrutiny. Many of her constituents can relate to that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She doesn't sound. She really, literally, quite literally sounds like she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. You just kind of be like, huh? And it's like she's trying to simplify what she's saying. She sounds like a person that's trying to simplify what she's saying, but when you realize it's her, and not that she's trying to simplify, it just that's what makes it more grim. Champions first was good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Slanging that rabbit, and then let me tell you something. Like the fact that she married a white man is the reason why so many black women support her. And it's not even that they can deny it. Like Tesla Figueroa, she admitted on a clip that black women would have felt some type of way if Barack Obama had a white woman. When Barack Obama would not have been president if he was married to a white woman. The reason why I say that, and I said it before, is that when you look at these social media pages with these swirl couples, I would say white men, black women, and when they do post, their comment sections are low. Like if you even care to look, I mean, because I like to dive into mentalities. I would say, I don't like to be one of these people that be like, "Oh man, them niggas just whining and crying, man." I mean, these are one of the instances where the men are telling the truth. It is like you look in the comment section; it's full of black women. It's all kinds of black women in there. Pretty black women, big backs, old women, old black women who are married to black men, young black women that are married to black men. They're all there. Oh my God. What an amazing, lovely couple. Oh my God. Where can I get one of those? Oh my God. Oh man, love you guys. I support you guys. Like, seriously. So to see a supposed black woman with a white man about to walk into the White House, you goddamn right they support her. We are entering a time of transracial identity. They just want to get away from the black a little bit more. That's all. By doing all this diverse shit. That's why I hate the people of color label. That's why I hate it. It puts blacks back in the back of the bus. Or as that little diagram that I made with the bus, it put black women at the back of the bus and it puts black men under the fucking bus. They throw black men under the bus. Shoot. I do not like that POC shit. I know. You some of you out there listening, you can love it all you want. Think about this. Democrat use identity politics but are anti-identity. Yep. Yep. Think about this. How they try to talk about freedom and democracy, but every time somebody says something they don't like, and they ain't even necessarily have to be conservative. They try to silence that person immediately. You know, they demonetize their platforms on YouTube. It's not about fucking democracy. And then they have the audacity to turn around and say, "Oh, that's what Trump is gonna do." But Trump, that Trump derangement syndrome is real. People aren't thinking logically about that. They think that they think that we're gonna be back to spraying black people with fire hoses in front of JC Penney again. Like, man, folks is weird. Marcus Romero Productions, what's good? Who determines what disinformation is? Somebody like me would say religion is disinformation. Oh yeah, because Janet Jackson was targeted with disinformation. You know that's what Stacey Abrams said. She lost her bid for governor of Georgia because black men were targeted with misinformation and disinformation. So they're throwing around that word every time somebody reads it that believes that news sources like NBC News and CNN are reputable and credible, and since they're backed by a multi-million dollar machine or multi-billion dollar machine, however you want to look at it, when they say words like this, it sends people into a panic. Oh, disinformation. Oh my God. Oh no. Why are these black men? Why are they listening to this disinformation? Because they're trying to use that word to pass legislation to, once again, destroy freedom of speech. Nick Taylor was good. Well, Kamala isn't black, so what they mad about? People just want to be fucking angry. People just want to be angry, man. They want to be mad at something. Hell, I was one of those people at one time. I was walking to work. Good morning, Kevin. Fuck you. Oh, that's Kevin right there. Ha ha. I'm not sure why they be singing "My President Back, My Lambo's Blue." If Kamala Harris gets elected, man, shit. Let me tell you something. Somebody will do it and then black folks in the voting line be doing the Cabbage Patch. When Joe Biden won, black folks was dancing in the streets. Previous to that, Joe Biden was like, "If you have a problem, decide between me and Trump. You ain't black." It's like, man, y'all niggas need to stop. Please, I don't want to hear the Cupid Shuffle. Then the Cupid Shuffle comes on. Oh boy. Kev, did you see the new Penguin show yet? I watched the first 5 minutes. It looks all right. I haven't had the chance. I was grilling today, so just some family time. On my birthday. Like I said, I'm not a party pooper. I'm not a guy that does the Cabbage Patch and the snake and the moonwalk and you know do all kinds of foolish drunk dances. I've calmed down in my latter years. Transformers one was good, but they didn't need to make Alita one the girl boss. They didn't need to do it. Like I said, it didn't bother me enough for it to matter in the film. I would have went for a more darker approach, but the film was good. Undertaker tried to rival the Last Dance with his documentary, The Last Ride. Well, yeah, people do that. If you watch the old '80s Transformer cartoon, Alita one was originally called Ariel. Yeah, yeah, she was Ariel. Orion Pax was a runt, kind of. So in Transformers One, the way they had it set up in the beginning, a lot of the guys they didn't have spoiler. They didn't have transformation cogs, so they were smaller. They were noticeably smaller than the Transformers themselves. So uh, the ones that could transform. So those are
that was a callback to the 80s cartoon. Like, because in the 80s cartoon, Orion Pax was smaller than the guys who could transform. And his buddies who were also workers, they were, including Ariel, was they were noticeably smaller as well. And then when they got attacked by Megatron in the original cartoon, Alpha Trion rebuilt what's his name in the Optimus Prime. And Optimus Prime just came back fucking motherfuckers up and shit. Like, that's the Optimus Prime I like to see. Just fucking motherfuckers up. Y'all ain't here doing this shit y'all ain't supposed to be doing. That's why y'all getting shot, killed and shit. Like, fuck y'all. Like, that's my Optimus Prime shit. But nobody wants to see a nonsense girl ball. Let a lioness try that with a lion quickly. It's how African lion is over. Barbary lion would shut it down quicker. Yeah, you need to watch some lion videos. Females hold their own pretty good as far as lions, but the king of the their pride of lions. I mean, that's the motherfucking boss. Sometimes the younger lions try to take over the pride. Some succeed, some fail. Especially if the older lions are battle tested. Yeah, I don't know, just little shit. Art Stahl, thank you, my brother. Art Stahl in the building. Shattered Star Games, thank you. What's good? Oh God, again. Mass shooting in progress, Birmingham, Alabama. Man, shit, man. Brothers is losing their lives. They losing their minds. Roll it up, my nigga. I mean, y'all know nothing about that song. Shoot, that came out back in what, 88, 89? Shooting in Birmingham, 5 Points South may have mass casualties. God damn. 5 Points South area. The shooting happened in happened previous. Okay. Oh God. Mass casualties in Birmingham. I was speaking. I was speaking with somebody. Yeah, I was speaking with somebody the other day that was from Alabama. I told him I was from Alabama. And he said it was like, what part of Montgomery? Yeah, it's too bad what's happening in Birmingham. He said he said he's talking about people going crazy in Birmingham right now. I said, and then like I reiterated with them, it seemed like that, you know, spots where the civil rights movement had its footing, like Montgomery, Alabama, and Birmingham, Alabama, or at least every street and boulevard and avenue named MLK in every city, it is a fucked up spot. AZ is the shit. I don't know. RPM, he never sounded like the shit to me. You know, it was almost like nails close to a chalkboard, not hitting the actual chalkboard. It might skip on the chalkboard a little bit, and then when it skipped, you like, God damn! I wish that fucking sound would stop. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, AZ is for the different taste. Just like happy birthday, motherfucker. Yeah, 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 yeah. Multiple people injured, 5 down, 5 points area. Yeah, just that's ridiculous, man. And the people who died, they were just out. I'm willing to bet that they were just out trying to have a good time. That's it. Just like I said, a lot of those people that died tonight, they had plans for tomorrow. So cherish each moment, y'all. They love saying Trump is racist with no evidence. I mean, they got evidence, but the evidence is subjective. You know, because Trump said little things in his speech, like I remember back in the day how things used to be, and that black guy was being very disruptive at his rally, and he said, "I like to punch that guy in the face." And then they actually punched him in the face. And when they showed that image on TV, black folks was like, "Oh my God, we can't be friends with white folks no more because of Trump. We hate this guy. He's racist." Oh man. Shit. So that O'Malley lost the belt. Oh yeah, Anthony Joshua lost too. Yeah, Anthony Joshua lost. The guy who just got through like knocking out Francis Ngannou. Yeah, he just lost. That shit was a damn shame because Daniel DeBow, like he just lost to Daniel DeBow because when he tried to get up from the knockout, like his body was trying to get up, but his head was still on the ground, or it was on the mat rather. And it was just like the referee was like, "No, he good." Down for the count, looking at the ground. Yeah. But then Anthony Joshua got knocked out into the next dimension. And the dimension had his face stuck to the mat while his body was trying to get up. Shit was embarrassing. Anthony Joshua is a great boxer. Beast Wars was awesome. Yeah, Beast Wars was awesome. Because it's like Beast Wars created that environment that anybody could get it at any time. Like, this like his characters you got to know throughout the first season, and then all of a sudden they just die. It's like fuck you, pow pow pow. Brother Vids are hitting X right now. Sounds like war. Shaking my damn head. Multiple casualties and all done by niggas. Oh God. Oh man. See here, cue the black men are just out here killing each other. People, cue them motherfuckers because we got we got somebody's son out there, wild and out of control, and with no regard for human life whatsoever. That and that boils down to the really sad part about this all. No regard for human life. Yeah, it's gonna make the news. They're trying to make Bumblebee next in line for leadership because he was so popular when the Michael Bay movie released. Yeah, Bumblebee was a runt in the G1 continuity. So, I mean, he was one of the main characters, but I mean, I wouldn't say that he mattered as much, especially in the latter seasons where they focused on other characters quite a bit. But when Sam Witwicky, played by Shia LaBeouf, and Bumblebee got together, now they're trying to make Bumblebee the leader. Now, Hot Rod Rodimus Prime was not executed with the smoothness because he is a string of bad decisions. Like a lot of people blame him for getting Optimus Prime killed in the movie, and then he was a bit flaky in the cartoon. The cartoon that was took place after the timeline after the film. Yeah, so he wasn't really regarded as much a great leader as Optimus Prime was. I mean, killing Optimus Prime on the big screen traumatized a bunch of kids. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I was okay with Optimus Prime death. It's just that I wasn't shocked because for some reason I heard that he died. Like it was like even with before the dawn of the internet, I would hear shit. I would hear spoilers. And like when I went into the film, I pretty much knew what was gonna happen. They said Optimus Prime, he died. Oh God, he died. Like what? They killed Optimus Prime. And then I get to the film itself. I actually saw that Transformers the movie is the first film I actually recollect seeing. Like, I just didn't go to movie theaters like that until I was 9 years old. I'm sitting up. Let me see, 1986. Yeah, I was 9 years old. Yeah, my parents took us to the theaters. We got popcorn, got us a soda. Me and my brothers and my sister. We went inside Transformers the movie just to watch characters that we've gotten to know for 2 seasons die. Yeah. Okay, Do or Die. Trust me, if you heard his debut album Do or Die, you would love it. And I think I remember trying to listen to it, but my friends were getting on my nerves, so maybe that was the time I was like, "Hey, fuck with this music, man. Fuck AZ." But I might get a listen. I might try to listen to a couple songs tomorrow. Look like females got hit. Multiple girls on the ground. Oh yeah, then they go. Damn. I mean, yeah, I don't think that dumbass shooters would just target guys. I remember when Doe B was killed in Montgomery. I mean, he was a rapper that was becoming mainstream. Yeah, but a girl that was it was inside a club. Girl's birthday was that night too. The birthday girl got killed. I'm like, God damn. Yeah, Joshua got knocked out. Yeah, it was a demoralized. A knockout like that is demoralizing. I mean, I know if I was knocked out like that, it would be pretty demoralizing to me. So Anthony Joshua, it's not how many times you fall down. It's how many times you get back up. Niggas did this sound like a warfield, semi-automatics going off. And these be the brokest ass dudes. How these all these broke dudes get access to all these weapons? And I'm an AJ fan, but I knew this fight was going to be a problem for him. Usyk had problems with the bow. Oh, okay. Yeah. Harvard. Joshua wins one, loses one, wins again, loses one. He that kind of fighter. Andre 420 was good. He said, "Did you see Transformers one?" Yeah, yeah. A couple days ago, I took the kid to see it. A couple days ago, yeah, it was pretty good. I would have went for darker because it was a dark film that was kid friendly. Uh, you know, but me, I guess it's the adult in me. I wanted to see maybe it be a little bit more adult, but it's Transformers, so what they're probably gonna try to do, they're probably gonna try to market the toys or whatever. They probably got some toys somewhere. We demanded the return of Optimus. Yeah, we did. No, you got to bring him back because see, it was a corporate decision to like. That's why, like a lot of the robots that died in the film, they were trading it over to a new toy line. They was bringing out, the toy line with, Cup, Springer, RC, Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, Galvatron, Cyclonus, Scourge. They were bringing out their toy line, and they were discontinuing the ones who got killed in the movie. Those were the toys they were discontinuing. But corporates didn't take into account that people were attached to these characters. Kids were attached to the characters, especially Optimus Prime. This is why in a lot of continuities, especially in like the comic books, which are darker and grittier, that Optimus Prime is the shit. He's Optimus Prime is portrayed as like the greatest Autobot of all time. That's why I didn't understand, them making Alita One into a girl boss. And it would be some weird cuck white dude writing this shit. But yeah, we did. Like, yeah, like corporate, like as soon as they did that, they realized what a mistake it was because you traumatize children. It's like, damn, when Megatron shot Ironhide in the face with his fusion cannon, I was like, that up until that point, that was the most gangster shit I ever seen on a movie screen. I mean, it was the first movie I can recollect remembering, but you know, it's still true. I mean, and so I guess I have to include TV with that too. It was some of the most gangster shit I ever seen depicted on a screen. Like it's such heroic nonsense, and then just shot him in the face and blew him up. That was extremely violent. I know they robots. I'm planning on taking my daughter to see Beetlejuice tomorrow. Y'all have a good time, man. Y'all have a good time. Hasbro HQ got death threats. Yeah, I used to hate that, man. I used to kind of hate that. People set off death threats on some fictional stuff. Like, I remember when everybody thought wrestling was kind of real back in the 80s. Remember, Sergeant Slaughter was in a feud with Hulk Hogan, and Sergeant Slaughter did that Iraqi sympathizer gimmick. Man, he was receiving death threats for that shit. I was like, you stupid motherfucker. All those execs lost their jobs. Or those execs lost their jobs. Those white folks are dead now. Okay. There's no Transformers without Optimus. Yeah, Optimus Prime is the glue that holds Transformers together. And some blue haired white woman in the office somewhere wants Elita One to be it. Yeah, it traumatized kids, man. I watched a couple YouTube videos on how people were talking about that. Like, man, I was so sad as a kid. I went home, man, and just I didn't know myself. Like people were talking like that. Like shit. I didn't know myself. Huh. They have the movie playing on loop now on YouTube. Watch it today. Yeah, Transformers the movie will always be a cult classic. It really is not that good. I thought it was cool because of the animation for the time period was streamlined. They look like they got some Japanese animators for this. I mean, because if you seen how Japanese cartoons was drawn back in the day, and you look at Transformers the movie, it definitely has influence. That was peak animation for Transformers back then. But the movie itself really it's a cult classic. It has classic scenes that are, you know, that are iconic, but it's a nostalgia piece. The people only view it that way because it's a nostalgia piece. The movie really is not that good. It's not that good because of the nonchalant trying to kill off the original Transformers and the original story. From what I hear, the original story didn't even have Optimus Prime dying in it. Like he was the one that was going to see the problem through and deal with Unicron, and they said it was a much different story than the one we saw on screen because the one we saw on screen was like the corporate version. Like the movie that it was supposed to be would have been a lot better. But since that's the movie we got, that's the movie we see as a classic. You know, the 1986 Transformers the movie. For those of you who care, yeah. Best voice talent was Leonard Nimoy. We're holding on to everything he touched. Yeah, Leonard Nimoy played Galvatron. And then, like in the cartoon on TV, they gave it to Frank Welker, who played Megatron, but he played Galvatron, and he sounded way different than Leonard Nimoy. That was Orson Welles, I think, final role playing Unicron. And I mean, like they said in an interview, the people who knew him, you know, they said how excited he was. He said, "Man, I just got through playing the voice of this giant planet. He eats other planets and you know shit like that." You know. And shortly after the movie, I think I don't know if it was before the movie was released or after the movie was released that Orson Welles died. Or I remember Orson Welles did this documentary on Nostradamus that was very dark. It was very dark because it seemed like it predicted 911. Like, I mean, it was his prediction. Nostradamus predicted like fire shall rain down in the new city and everybody thought it was going to be like a nuclear bomb the way it was being, uh, the way it was being predicted. But I think he actually predicted 911. But Nostradamus, that some people chalk that up to conspiracy. So you can take that with a grain of salt. This commentary is for entertainment purposes only. It was his last role. Yeah, Orson Welles. It was his last role. Southpaw 2K1 was good. Orson Welles was the Orson Welles, the original OG podcaster. Yeah, yeah. Podcaster. Yeah, he used to. Yeah, when they used to have the radio, they used to have the radio shows. What would be, the predecessor for the podcast? Yeah, Orson Welles was yeah, Optimus Prime, greatest Transformer of all time. Rodimus Prime, hero's burden. Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. And the way they would pull off the characterization in subsequent continuities, they kind of do good with that. Let me tell you something. They had a whole Japanese cartoon. Well, Japanese anime. When they stopped Transformers over here, they continued it in Japan. And yeah, they went all kinds of places with it. Motherfuckers was dying all over the motherfucking place, dying, getting rebuilt, coming back as other motherfuckers. Man, this shit was cool. Orson Welles and E.G. Marshall. Definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, I've been rambling for an hour and 45 minutes. I just wanted to, go ahead commemorate another year of life for myself. The Combiner Show. Yeah, the one that came on Machinima. I don't think Machinima is around anymore. But yeah, I enjoyed that show too. Um, but yeah, just wanted to talk about a few things. Most people right now are talking about Diddy. I'll do Diddy one day. In the near future. I still got that Super Sale to redo. I'm gonna redo that show and I'm gonna pull it off correctly because, like I said, that's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. I mean, my feeling is it wasn't even the best the show could do, but I think the season 2 that's gonna come out that's gonna be the best the show can do. I mean, maybe it'll get better. Maybe if they don't get rid of Rap Man, the creator, because he owns none of Supercell. So I mean, he created it. He sold it. He sold 100% of it to Netflix. So we'll see. The fight between Soundwave and Ghetto Blaster was brutal. Why you call him Ghetto Blaster? Because he's obviously black. They got a continuity called Shattered Glass where they switch it up. Like the Autobots are the bad guys and the Decepticons are the good guys. But what they kind of did was they kept the efficiency of how they did things. So Optimus Prime, instead of being the greatest Autobot of all time, he's the greatest like evil Autobot of all time. Like he is a straight murderer. And like the Autobots do unspeakable things to the Decepticons. It's just that continuity is crazy. And Ultra Magnus, oh my god, that son of a bitch. The Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, nah, that motherfucker destroyed a universe. So yeah, maybe we'll do a Transformer talk one day. I kept saying I was gonna do like nerd culture shit on this channel, maybe to give this channel a boost. And the people who watch this show, the people who watch these live, seem to be kind of into that. So yeah, it's different show ideas and such. But they coming from a channel named Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Might be a little off putting to some, but hey, that's how it's always been. You rock with me, you rock with me. You don't, you don't. That's just what it is. Nemesis Prime. The Shattered Glass continuity. Evil Optimus Prime from Shattered Glass would fuck Nemesis Prime up with no fucking problem. Like the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, like, who are you? Bam. No, I'm not dealing with you. I'm killing your ass. That's it. No. Uh-uh. Yeah, but I know who. Yeah, Nemesis Prime is like a future version of Optimus Prime that actually turned evil. But I mean, Shattered Glass Optimus Prime is much more unglued than Nemesis Prime. But yeah. Anyway, we've gone all kinds of ways with this, and thank y'all for being here, sharing in this birthday. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'll go ahead and respond. Raven Knight said, "Totally embarrassing seeing niggas sagging jeans, emotional like bastards they are, screaming and yelling like hoes. Birmingham hold this L." Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And we have a tendency to always kind of blame this, but dude, them like when people say there's a single mom epidemic, when people say that, that's what they mean. These are niggas that have no home training because they have no positive male influence in their life. And you're right. It is quite embarrassing. It's all over X. Oh God. Yeah. Look like we might need to talk about that one. Like, a dedicated broadcast to this incident. And how we can either we can either we can talk about the problem and see what we can do for we would see what I can do for future generations, or be like me. We can be happy that we don't involve ourselves in such stupidity. So, um, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I do have to get up early tomorrow. I mean, it's just it is what it is. I mean, I mean, just early, just get my day done real quick. Um, and I appreciate you guys for coming through. Long live the habitual line steppers, and I will see you guys for the smoke show. Peace out.